Migrants are being put in a shelter by police for their own protection as tensions spike in a Tunisian port city. 3 migrants are currently in custody after the death of a local man in Sfax. There are reports of retaliation against black foreigners and accounts of mass expulsions and alleged assaults by security forces. Many migrants have fled, others have been deported. Let's bring in our correspondent, Simon Speakman Cordall, joining us live from Tunis. Simon, good evening to you. Can you give us your perspective on this situation? We reported 24 hours ago about what has been going on. Tell us how things are.
Well, it's not ideal by any stretch. I got back from Sfax yesterday. I'd planned on coming back the day before, but such was the throng of people at the Louage, at the shared taxi station, trying to get out of Sfax, that I just couldn't leave the city. There were similar scenes at the train station. Now, that's people just trying to get out of Sfax, get anywhere, get away from, these Sfaxian mobs that were hunting them. In addition to that, there was an organized effort, I think this was the other night, Monday night, to round up as many of these migrants as they could and then ship them out of the city. Now, at the time, we didn't know where they were going. Now it seems in Tunisia, where approximately 400, that's a rough number, are sandwiched between two forces. On one side, we have the Libyan militias. We don't know who they answer to. We could guess it's the unity government. And on the other side is the National Guard. And they are both squeezing the migrants in the middle. They have no protection. They have no equipment. Their mobile phones were destroyed. It's a pretty horrific situation to find yourself in.
And it sounds like this isn't just one state against them, but 2.
That definitely seems to be the case. I don't want to speculate too much about Libya's motives and the organization between the two states, but certainly the migrants on the shore are reporting militias pushing them on one side as the Tunisian forces are pushing them on the other. To put this in context, many of these people are desperate. I was in Sfax talking to a number. They've come from Sudan. The idea of them in Sfax, it's been made abundantly clear they are not wanted. In Libya, they are not wanted. Where can these people go? This is a headache for both states, but ultimately, it's also a headache for Europe, who are about to grant Tunisia up to short of €1 million in aid. And these scenes are something that they will not be wanting to see in Brussels either.
What effect did President Kais Saied's remarks on replacement theory, basically black Africans taking over Tunisia, what effect did the president's remarks have on this current situation, do you think?
They lit the torch paper. To be clear, anti-migrant, anti-black sentiment has always been present in Tunisia. It's been building. But then in recent years, and this isn't to excuse or to apologize, but I think it's very important context, that the economy has been going down. The shortages in food have been going down. Certainty or confidence in the future has been going down. And in parallel to that, perhaps the mistrust of the migrants has risen. So when in February, Kais Saied outlined this outlandish theory of the Great Replacement and that migrants are suddenly coming here to take away Tunisians' natural rights, that was the spark that fueled the explosion. There have been subsequent attempts to roll those comments back, but that genie is out of the bottle. And as we've seen in Sfax over the last few days, it's not about to go back in.
So a real sense that the migrants are being treated at best as scapegoats, worst basically targeted.
Absolutely. They are quite literally being targeted. The dead man, and that is an absolute tragedy. We can't look away from that. But the people who were talking to me in Sfax were saying that he was part of a concerted effort to find migrants and somehow punish them simply for their presence of being in Sfax. That these Cameroonian guys finally responded is tragic, to put it. There is no other way of describing it. But again, context is important. Around a month ago, a black migrant in Sfax had been killed by locals. That barely troubled the headlines. This has caused a near riot.
Simon Speakman Cordall, thank you very much for being with us and sharing your analysis of the situation. Just returned from Sfax where it's all happening, joining us live from Tunis. Simon, thanks again for your time. Thanks for that analysis. We're keeping an eye on all developments on that situation in Tunisia.